Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. This is the world of silver. Everything you need to know about the world of precious metals, more specifically, this perfect, intrinsic, highly opportunistic metal and asset that we stack called silver. Hopefully by the end of this video, you will have a better understanding, a better awareness, and a better sense of direction where you want to take your stacking journey. And I call it a journey because it's a very individual, yes, individual, and very reflective type of investment. Not like others such as stocks or cryptocurrency. Silver stacking is much different. You can actually hold your coins in your own hands. The saying of the stackers is, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. And this comes with the real value that silver has, apart from other assets that are all digital. Silver is great for bartering, great for stacking, great for collecting, great for hedging against inflation. It's a great way to preserve your wealth against the dollar deflating. But not only that, the demand for silver is skyrocketing while the supply is falling. And this is a great way to put your money in, let's say, a time capsule. Over a period of time, as the dollar is losing its value, you can preserve your wealth, your hard-earned dollars, in something that has always been deemed valuable for 6,000 years. Gold and silver are seen as magical in biblical times. They used it to purify water. It's always been a sense of value, regardless of the time. A pre-1965 Walking Liberty $half could buy you a gallon of gas back in the day. Well, guess what? That same pre-1965 Walking Liberty $half could still buy you a gallon of gas today. Back in the day, it was the face value. You could take that 50 cents and buy a gallon of gas for 50 cents. Nowadays, it's not the face value of that Walking Liberty, but you could take that same Walking Liberty to your coin shop, sell it for the metal content inside of it, sell it for the silver value, which is around $8 for that 50-cent piece, and go buy yourself a couple gallons of gas. See, this is the timeless perspective that silver brings. This is how silver is timeless. Our money nowadays doesn't have silver inside of it, so you could see how 50 cents back in the day could nowhere near buy you a gallon of gas today. Well, that's what our money's doing today. That's what's happening to it as you hold it in your savings account. The amount of purchasing power you can use with it is drastically diminishing. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power due to hyperinflation, due to pumping out these dollars in a system that tries to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. In the world of silver stacking, it's not about debt, it's about financial freedom. And this is why this video is so important. This video is going to be a longer video. This is a premiere, my first premiere video, and I hope you guys enjoy this. You guys can watch this live as the video is showing in real time, and that's so cool because I definitely want to interact with you guys and see what you guys have to think about this. I also really do appreciate the comments and the people that share insight on this channel, because silver stacking, like I said earlier, is very individual. It's a very widely open community for people who love to stack so many different ways. And I say that because there is no wrong way to stack silver. There's a wrong way to invest into stocks. There's a wrong way to invest into real estate. There's a wrong way to invest into cryptocurrency to some extent. But silver, you can't really go wrong. The only way you could, potentially, is by buying a coin that was said to be in perfect condition and maybe it's not. But all you gotta do is buy from places like AppMex, JM Bullion, Provident Metals, Modern Coin Mart, and you can avoid that easily. So, there's no wrong way to buy silver. This means that regardless of your investment, you're doing something right. Even if you own 1 ounce of silver, you're much better off than 99% of the world. Most people don't own silver. And actually, you're more wealthy owning silver than most people that have 6-figure bank accounts. Because what that 6-figure bank account can really buy, especially in the future, is nothing compared to where silver and gold hold its value and hold its weight hold its potential in the future. The 2020 presidential election is coming up, and boy oh boy is that going to send prices all over the place. Silver is also seen as a safe haven investment, a safe haven metal. Anytime there's economic controversy, a little bit of insecurity, or people don't feel satisfied or feel unsafe, they go towards precious metals. And this is because precious metals are it's not going against banks, but it's another way to preserve your money without having to, quote unquote, trust the banks. And a lot of people during those times don't trust banks. They don't trust the government. And I wouldn't either. A lot of you guys on this channel are here from SHTF bartering type situations where you are prepping. And that's a very, very smart thing, because the more prepared you are, the better off you're going to be if and when, more like when, something is going to happen. Being prepared is key, and this is not only just going for prepping, but in your stacking journey as well. Prepare yourself for how you're going to sell your silver. Are you going to be selling it in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, in 15 years from now? Maybe you're never going to sell. Think about that. Ask yourself when you really are. Does it depend on the price? And if it is depending on the price, then what is the price of that going to be? Is the price going to be $20 when you're ready to sell? $30? $100? You have to be prepared. If you're not asking yourself these questions, then do yourself a favor and start preparing on what your exit strategy looks like. Visualize it. Because when silver starts to drastically rise out of the blue and you're caught off guard, you might make a panic selling decision. Impulse buying and panic selling are some of the most dangerous, risky things that investors can do, especially in the world of precious metals. Because with Bitcoin, all you gotta do is just sell it right back right then. But when you go on APMEX and buy coins, you're devoted to that silver because it's going to take about 2 weeks to get to you. And then you have to actually be your own business, become your own business, and sell this silver for a profit. And usually if you're panic selling, you're selling it way shorter a quicker amount of time than you intended to. So you're usually selling at a loss. You're selling yourself short. That's what that is. So selling your silver is something I like to talk about a lot. The producers are going to become the consumers, and the consumers are going to become the producers. Silver demand. Think about what happens when Bitcoin exploded. Coinbase, which is how you buy your Bitcoin, was the #1 downloaded app on Apple and iOS. The #1 downloaded app for several months. Think about all the apps out there. Think about Google. Think about Facebook, Instagram. Coinbase, an investing app, was the #1 downloaded app across the platform. People want to invest. They just don't know how, and they don't know what to invest into. But once prices start rising, once media starts talking about it, once media's covering it, once it's all over the news, once it's blogs and articles and videos, YouTube videos are talking about it, people catch interest because people want money. And if they could find a way to make money easily and everyone else is making it around them, they're going to do it. And when silver gets to that $50 range, trust me, your next door neighbor that has no idea what inflation means is going to be buying some silver from its local coin shop. When silver was almost $20 about 6 months ago, there was a 40% increase in coin shops. Do you think most of those people ever bought silver in their entire life or even know what an MS-70 coin means? No. Most people were either, one, selling their grandma's jewelry because they see that prices are higher, probably with nothing to show for that money now, or they're new investors looking into the world of precious metals. It's a very opportunistic investment. The opportunity is there, and more specifically silver. This video isn't called the world of gold. It's not called the world of copper, the world of platinum, the world of palladium. No, it's the world of silver. Because silver is the one metal that's extremely undervalued. It comes out of the ground 8 to 1 compared to gold. So every 8 ounces of silver, 1 ounce of gold comes out of the ground. That's not much more common. But what if I told you that ratio is 8 to 1? Okay, 8 to 1. So the price of gold to silver should be around 8 to 1, right? What if I told you the ratio is 85 to 1? 85 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. What that means is gold is extremely overvalued or silver is extremely undervalued. And I think silver's the undervalued asset. That's something to think about. Let that resonate. That means that silver is going to have to appreciate up to gold's price someday, sometime sooner than later, because that ratio has to fluctuate back down to normal sizes. Historically, the ratio is around 50 to 1. Back in the day, it was 2.5 to 1. 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold. That was in Egyptian times. And actually before that, even farther before that, it was 1 part silver equals 1 part gold. So the ratio was 1 to 1. You could exchange their measurements weren't 1 ounce back then, but let's say, for the sake of this video, it's 1 ounce. You could exchange a 1 ounce American Eagle for a 1 ounce gold buffalo. It was 1 to 1. What happened? Over time, we have romanticized gold's value, its royalty. And this has driven the price of gold much higher than it really needs to be. I still think gold's at a natural price, but I think silver's just at a very unnatural price. If gold's $1,500, then silver should be around $200 or $300 at least. At least. Do the math. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, do the math. Exactly. It's something that bothers me, but I also am glad that I found it, because now I can take advantage of it and reap the rewards in the future. And I know you guys have that same feeling. It's like you guys know something that most people don't know. And that is the extremely beneficial, fundamental, opportunistic, highly potential investment called silver. A ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Waiting to explode. Mexico, Peru, Chile, top 3 producers worldwide that produce precious metals, dig it out the ground, and produce it, its production, have been abandoning silver mines. Abandoning it. Poof. Silver supply is diminishing. Diminishing before our eyes. Been cutting back silver production by the hundreds of millions of ounces. Do you know how hard that's going to take to recover that silver, especially since a lot of silver is lost in technology, not to be recovered? A lot of gold is recovered, recycled, reused, rescrapped, because a lot of people sell their jewelry. A lot of people scrap gold out of laptops. They sell their earrings. They sell their necklaces. But silver is lost in technology, not recovered. So a lot of gold is remelted and recycled, but a lot of silver is lost. So if you think about that, they're cutting back the production of silver. A lot of silver is being lost. That means that when the demand of silver starts rising, how I mentioned earlier, how your next door neighbor is going to be buying silver, silver demand is going to be booming. We need silver. They're going to need it. Everyone's going to need it. The demand's going to be rising, but we don't have any silver right now. We've been cutting back the supply. We're going to be having to tap into our reserves from central banks that have been hodling it. Hodling means hold on for dear life. But what's going to happen then? The producers are going to become the consumers, and the consumers are going to become the producers. The people like you and I are going to be the ones producing it, because we're the ones that have this silver, right? Right now, we're the ones seeking it. We're the ones buying it. But in short time, once you've stacked enough that you feel comfortable with, you're going to be the ones producing it to the people that need it, because we want it. But guess what? Some people need it. Who needs it? Industries. You can't make this. I couldn't make this video without silver. Silver is used in laptops, cell phones, dental alloys, space equipment, solar technology. It's used in medical wall paint. It purifies water. It does everything. It's the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. No other metal performs the way that silver does, especially for as cheap as it is. So with that said, low supply, high demand, what does that do? It shoots the price up. So regardless of stock markets becoming more volatile, regardless of stock markets setting record highs, regardless of what Bitcoin does, regardless of the US-China trade negotiations, regardless of the Hong Kong protesting, regardless of the Saudi Arabian oil fields getting bombed, regardless of Iran tensions, regardless of the dollar index. The surplus single-handedly could shoot prices up. But guess what? All of those previous things I just mentioned also could as well. And they have been. And all it takes is one left curve, one curveball could send prices flying. And that's why silver has so much opportunity. It's why it's so valuable. It's why you need it. Hopefully this video has taught you something. Hopefully you guys have been able to enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys are speaking to each other in the live chat and having a great conversation alongside with this video, because this channel is not about me. This channel is about the silver stacking community. I'm just a focal point of the video, but as you guys conversate and talk about and share your opinions and share your insight and knowledge and your experience over your stacking journey, I've learned so much from the comments in my videos. I've learned so much from you guys as well. And all I'm trying to do is give it back and allow us to all share our love for precious metals. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Please make sure to smash that like button. This is my first premiere video, so if you like videos like this, make sure you like this video. Let's share this video. Comment what you thought about it. This is how I figure out which types of content you guys like and enjoy, is by the amount of likes and the amount of engagement on the video. If this video does well, then I'll do more premiere videos. Maybe I'll do a premiere video every Friday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But every single, every like counts to some degree, and I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Even just watching this video means a lot, because at least you are taking the next step to become aware. Even if you don't own silver yet, even if you're still on the fence, you're doing something right. At least you are planting that seed, telling yourself that there is an alternative to debt, because the government wants to push debt on us. But even if you're watching this video, you're doing something right. You're on the right track, and I promise you, financial freedom will come sooner than later. It's taught me how to budget. It's taught me how to separate my wants versus needs. It's taught me how to value the dollar. It's taught me that just because I can buy something doesn't mean I can afford to buy it. It's taught me so much, and I know it will teach you guys as well. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.